I have a question for you. What do we actually know about the structure of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield's storyline? We know a bunch of different elements will take place throughout the story, but we don't know the progression itself. And today, I kinda have a theory as to how things are going to work, at least for the beginning of the game. So sit tight, because this is going to be kind of a long-winded thing. Our journey will likely begin with this face right here, Professor Magnolia. Like all games, we have to beat our tree named Professor before we can begin our journey. We have to name ourselves and pick our gender. Once that's done, we'll be introduced to our house and our mom or whatever guardian we have. It might be our dad this time, that'd be kinda neat. And we'll be quickly introduced to Hop, who will take us over to Magnolia's lab and we'll receive our starter Pokemon, or there'll be some kind of trial we have to do beforehand, like we have to almost go into the tall grass and have her stop us. After which we'll be introduced to Sonia and we'll receive our first Pokédex. So we can go and begin our Pokemon catching adventure together. Leon will be waiting for his brother Hop outside to see which starter he picked, and then he'll introduce the concept of the gym challenge to us and tell us to aim for the top, just like he did. Leon will take off and we'll have our first rival battle with Hop right outside of Magnolia's lab. It's very likely Hop will share his dream of trying to outshine or be as good as his brother one day, and we make some kind of weird silent pact, because our character doesn't talk, to aim for the top spot. Next, on the way to our first gym, we'll have to go through the wild area for the first time and catch whatever Pokemon your heart really desires to, and this is just a taste of what's here because it's going to be kind of like a small section compared to what you'll get later in the game. While in the wild area, we'll get our first encounter with Team Yell. They'll probably be blocking a bridge we need to get over to progress or something. And once we get through them, we'll meet Marnie, who will just want to challenge us because she wants to see how strong we are before she takes on the first gym herself. Just before we enter the first gym, we'll run into Bede for the first time and he won't battle us. He'll make a comment on how weak we seem before he heads off to get his second gym badge, so he would have already gotten his first. Next up on the chopping block is our first gym badge against Milo, definitely not Mirio or anything. And he'll give us our first real Dynamax battle, so our first gym badge is the first time we get to actually use Dynamax against another trainer, and it's going to be probably underwhelming, because it is your first gym battle. Milo's going to be a bit of a pushover in comparison to the next 7 to come after him. After getting our gym badge and leaving the gym, Hop will come up and congratulate us, and he'll take us out for free food at the Pokemon Center because he's awesome like that. And he'll tell us he watched our battle live, and it was just the best thing he's ever seen, next to watching his brother. Upon leaving wherever we're getting our food from, we'll figure out that we just unlocked the tram system that goes back to the first town now that we have our first gym badge. And the more badges we get, the more train routes we have available to us. And as we go to try out the train, we figure out that Team Yell is actually blocking off the train so that people can't go back and forth, and we have to beat them and unlock the train route that way. After defeating Team Yell, Bede is actually going to walk up to us and be like, yeah, I never actually left town yet. I stayed to catch some of the fights at the gym live. Yours was pretty good. I want to test how strong I am against you, and then we're just going to thrash him. He's then going to make some smug remark about how badly dressed Hop is. Then he's going to just like flick his old woman hair and finally leave town. Moving on from the first gym town, we're going to go over here and attempt to cross this bridge, but Team Yell is going to be there, and they're going to give us like one heck of a time this time. It's going to be like a whole group of grunts, kind of like the Gold Bridge in Cerulean City back in Kanto. And we're going to fight our way through them, and on the other side, we're going to enter the second town. Our Pokemon should be about level 20 by now. And we'll take on the water gym. I know it seems like it'd be weirdly paced for there to be two gyms that close together, but when you actually look at it, this is a long way to go. That's an entire route, like right there. There's a lot that can happen there, just saying. Upon attaining our second badge over here, we find out we actually cannot use this train to progress forwards. Rather, we have to go back through, all the way back down, and into this industrial city, back to the wild area. This will be open to us now. We get the steel badge there, and then we're going to end up going into this mountainy area. And in this mountainy area is the abandoned mine shaft, where we find Roly-Poly, and we'll find Bede at the end, who talks about his ideals and everything he wants to go on in his life, and his whole plan, this whole scheme, and everything he's got wants, and his goals and ambitions, and oh my god, he's such a talker, man. Anyway, Bede will battle us, we'll beat him quickly, and then we'll go north again. And this time we're going into this town here, where we will get our rock badge. Yay! And then we're going to go up and over here, and there's going to be some kind of trial in here that we need to pass. So until we can pass that, we cannot get in here to take on the fairy gym. Instead, we need to go back around through the rock town into this giant dragon-looking town here. Gee, I wonder what type their gym is. And try to find out what the heck we need to do to get through that door. Well, it turns out that we need to beat the gym leader because this gym leader has a clue. And over here we have the ice place, the ice gym, which has the other part of the clue, which led us back through the door and in to take on the fairy gym. Well, as it will turn out, tragedy has struck and the bumbling Team Yell has caused something to happen. Something went horribly wrong, and now this monster is coming back to ravage the Galar region, and they need to reawaken the old sleeping defenders of the Galar region, Zacian or Zamazenta, depending on which version of the game you have, to help protect the Galar region from this monster. Alternate idea, this was all Bede and Chairman Rose's idea, and what they did was they manipulated Team Yell by having them very specifically take over certain points in the Galar region so that they would cause traffic, so everyone would be focusing on them, while as they did their plan to reawaken Zacian and Zamazenta themselves. Haha! How would they go about manipulating Team Yell? Well, Team Yell follows Marnie around. They're her fan boys and girls, fan club, to the extreme. It can be assumed that all they would have to do is make Marnie do a book signing somewhere, or, you know, draw Marnie somewhere using some kind of incentive, like a sale, and Team Yell would just totally go there and block off that area so only Marnie would be able to get to that sale. Sounds stupid, I know, but it's the best I could come up with as to why, you know, Team Yell would even be relevant to the story if they're not just going to be a nuisance. Anyway, we somehow catch wind of this, and actually I'm going to drag this way down here because we have this mysterious foggy forested area here outside of our hometown, and you can see we can actually enter here. I'm going to guess this is where our battle with Zacian and Zamazenta are going to happen, and we're going to have to take them out, or catch them, or face the destruction of the Galar region. And then, for the last bit of the game, we enter this London-based town, where we take on the final gym here, and then we enter the Pokemon League all the way up this tower, and we face our rivals for the last time in here. Up at the top of the tower, we face Leon for the championship. But what would be really interesting to me is that if at the top of this tower, it wasn't just an Elite Four and then a champion, instead there's an actual whole tournament up there that you have to face a bunch of trainers in, like your rivals. You have to face some of the other gym leaders who are also getting for Leon's position. It's just a huge, like, battle royale kind of idea, like a round-robin tournament. Of course, by this point, Chairman Rose would have been fired from his own company and replaced with Elena, his assistant, and Leon, giving us just exactly what we asked for since the start of the game, gives us one hell of a good fight. We then enter the Galar Hall of Fame, and roll credits. Does this storyline resonate with you? What do you think is going to happen throughout the events of Pokemon Sword and Shield? Let me know down below in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of my content 2 to 3 times a week. And I hope to see all of you beautiful people in the next video. I know I suck at outros. I'm working on it, I promise.